Welcome back to the Brotherhood Gaming Podcast. Yeah, I know we kind of do these far few in between sometimes, but you know what? They're boring. Not really, but who watches them, right? Well, you have a car, listen to them then. Okay, so topic for today.
Well, we're going to start somewhere. Something came out yesterday. I'm not talking about Black Friday.
Oh, please, do tell.
A little something you may have noticed. A little trailer for a new movie that's coming out next year.
Oh, really? That movie?
Yes.
That one movie that nobody watches?
Yes, that one movie. They're very obscure.
Yeah, that one that doesn't get any positive feedback, but only hatred from fans, like people versus George Lucas. Like, does anybody like Star Wars, or do they just bitch about it?
It's. I think we've just kind of that's the way our society has kind of devolved down into. Anyway, we're talking about the teaser trailer for Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Yeah, I can only imagine if you bitch at something so much, that must mean you're passionate about it. So you must like it, right? Otherwise, you just don't say,
So
I like...
So you saw that documentary, too.
I made that documentary, please. I edited it, I shot it, I filmed it. I was the documentary. But, yeah.
So when did you first see the trailer?
When did I first see the trailer?
Yeah.
I saw it yesterday morning. At about... Well, okay, this is how I remember, because usually at 6 a.m., that's when I get up and I have my me time in the bathroom. Completely irrelevant. But it was after that time that I go on the internet and then I find that there's a teaser trailer for The Force Awakens. Immediately fake, right?
Yeah, there's like how many, like 5 or 6 fake ones out there.
Immediately it's fake. So yeah, I find, I get posted that a fake one. And so I watched the fake one, totally don't even remember what happens in it. And then on the side of it, I see like the legit version, and I'm like, oh, cute. So I click on it, and I'm like, oh, it's actually real. Funny thing is, the fake ones looked better.
Oh, really?
not by much, but no.
Ooh, that doesn't sound good.
No. Like the fake versions showed more, but that's just showing how teasers are supposed to work.
Yeah, first of all, a teaser trailer, like you said it best. A teaser trailer is supposed to show you something and nothing at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More or less.
Yeah, it's just supposed to whet your appetite.
Yeah, like 90% of the time, regardless of what teaser it is, you can almost guarantee that what you see in the teaser is not going to be in the final product at all, or at least not as it was shown.
Right.
Like, for example, Kingdom Hearts 2, The Secret Ending, when it showed the knights in the desert with the original Keyblades. That was not... And it shows, like, somebody walking with a black hood. If you guys haven't seen that, like, go check it out. The original Kingdom Hearts 2 Secret Ending, that was in the original game. That entire scene was completely changed in the final product. Completely different. No knights. It was just them in their suits with their own Keyblades, and it was Master Xehanort in the background. Right. Completely different. That's what a teaser's supposed to do. It shows you something, but nothing.
It's supposed to give you kind of the mood, or
yeah.
What feeling. That's what a trailer is supposed to be. And now the first complaint you hear is that, oh, it's too short, didn't show anything. Well, that's what a teaser trailer is supposed to do.
Yeah, like this is not a like when something says teaser, don't get excited. I mean, get excited, but not too much, because that's the point. Teaser's kind of like that little tickle under your cock. It's not, but it's not meant. It's not meant to be the full jerk off. But
yeah, I guess so.
hey, Jane, this is the internet. You got to know how to play by their game.
Yeah, I guess it's true. Anyway,
the internet's a sick place, Gene. If you don't like it, get off.
All right, the teaser trailer. Well, I saw it yesterday. First I saw it, and then my folks got up, and we all watched it together.
Oh, you didn't run into your parents' bedrooms excited and bounce on their bed and be like, "Hey, Mom and Dad, look, new Star Wars trailers."
No, I'm not like you did yesterday. Okay, the trailer starts off, and the first thing you think of, well, first there's no logos or anything. No, that Disney bad robot or George Lucasfilm. It just goes straight into the desert, and then you hear a voice who sounds a lot like Benedict Cumberbatch. Talking about something or
anybody from Lord of the Rings.
Basically, yeah. Cumberbatch was the voice of Smaug from The Hobbit. Yeah, and first you see
he will rise from the mortal and the ashes, and then the Force will awaken.
First thing you saw, which kind of made me wonder if this was like a fake, is you see an African American guy in a stormtrooper
I know,
outfit.
not to be racist. Like, that was my first thing, is like, I don't want to be racist. I can't be racist. I am, according to my birth certificate, black of African American-ish.
Yeah.
Mexican something or other. I'm a pie chart of millions of things.
First thing Will had a problem with. Go.
Okay, so it's not that I had a problem with him being black. Not as much as everybody else apparently, because
there's many black people in Star Wars.
I know, right? Like, what the hell is this? Like, George Lucas ruined the Star Wars franchise as soon as he put that Jigaboo's pants all over Princess Leia.
I wouldn't be surprised if morons out there were saying that.
I know, but yeah, immediately people were all of a sudden just complaining, why the hell is there a black guy in a stormtrooper outfit? And I'm like, I know, right? Not because he's black, but because the clones weren't black.
Well, that's explained, though, in Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yeah, it is, where they ran out of clones, and then they had to start recruiting just people.
Yeah, because the people who, the civilization that made the clone rebelled against the newly formed empire.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah.
I heard different. I heard that they were shut down. I heard they were shut down.
Well, they went down and they shut them down. That's what happened. So after that, they started recruiting.
It was Camino.
Yeah, and you hear the narrator from that game say that none of us originals got used to the new guys. So, so he anyway.
That explains why they couldn't train together and shoot right.
I know. Right?
We were so good in the Clone Wars. Why can't you people shoot straight?
It looks like he's on Tatooine.
Yeah, he is.
He's on Tatooine.
And like. Now, first of all, we don't know if he is a legit stormtrooper because, yeah, somebody pointed out, and I mean, this didn't need to be pointed out. But yeah, Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, they were disguised as stormtroopers. Mm-hmm. You can put on a stormtrooper suit.
That's the thing, is like, we don't know anything.
Yeah, we don't. Like, we don't know if he is a stormtrooper or an ex-stormtrooper or if he was disguised as a stormtrooper trying to escape something or other. We don't know.
Right.
Yeah, we do know that he was sweating like the Dickens, so obviously,
I was in a suit in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, so obviously he's running from something.
Right.
We don't know.
Mm-hmm. We don't know.
And
the next shot that came up though made me okay. This is legit because you saw that nice little roller droid.
Yeah, there's a little ball. It looks like a blitz ball,
yeah.
And then there's like a little head on it, and it starts rolling in the field really fast. And immediately when I first saw that, I'm like, R2, you've been replaced.
It looked really cute, I have to admit.
You have been replaced, R2. Yeah, so again, we saw it for like a second. Just rolling on the field. Okay, whatever.
Practical. I like that. I enjoyed that. Then the next, I think, was the one that you actually had the biggest problem with. I think we saw...
Because it looks so stupid, but it's like
one of the new female characters get on...
Riding a big fuck-off bike. Like, yeah. I look at that thing and I'm like, yes! That's the Harley of Tatooine. That is the Harley Davidson of Tatooine motorbikes.
Yeah, just...
like the big front of it.
And the first thing you're saying is, where's the speedster thing with the...
I know, like, yeah, I guess the speedster things are like the Ducatis.
Well, I tried to explain it off. Well, you gotta remember, this is Tatooine. This is kind of like the butthole of the universe, so they wouldn't have the new age stuff. Everything would be kind of clunky and kind of,
yeah, it's like, but
backwards. That's
like,
how I always.
Yeah,
like what Luke
that
said.
Thing that she's riding on.
If there's a bright center of the galaxy, you're
on the planet that is furthest
from.
Right.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, like when she's riding that thing, you run into somebody, they're not just gonna fall down. No, you hit somebody with that bike. A man exploded today.
Yeah, so it's kind of a funny looking thing because it was so big and kind of clunky looking, but like,
and it's fast.
Yeah. But I was able to go with it.
I was just like, that's funny. A man exploded today when he was struck by this bike. Wow.
Then we saw the new stormtroopers.
I don't know if they're new stormtroopers or if they were just survivors.
Maybe. Well, either way, they were stormtrooper-ish.
Like forming their own...
I think the helmet looks slightly different, though.
Well, the stormtroopers had slightly different helmets. They were like different classes. Like,
I guess you're right.
Yeah, go to Battlefront. Like, there were different classes.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, so...
But yeah, people were complaining about that.
I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, about the gun. Like, what's wrong with the gun? Everything's fine. Everything's great.
Oh, guys, the Death Star is gone. The Empire is gone. These guys are working off leftovers.
Right. I mean, it looked fine. It really looked great.
I mean, yeah, the suits look messed up. They're probably a rebellious set of stormtroopers that are working for like some underground Sith people that want to rise up again and or trying to gain the ground.
Yeah, I always like stormtroopers.
Stormtroopers,
Yeah.
Stock villains, but they're there.
Yeah. They got a lot more play though, thanks to all the Clone Wars stuff recently.
Yeah, and then they started doing like the Godzilla thing where like the hatch opens and they're about to do like the Halo jump.
Yeah, the Halo jump.
I'm like, oh yeah, Stormtroopers doing a Halo jump. This ought to be good.
This ought to end well.
Wilhelm screams everywhere.
Stormtroopers like one notch above Red Shirt from Star Trek.
I don't know at the rate of death. Actually, that should be the next death battle. Stormtrooper versus a red shirt. That'd be an awesome death battle.
That's a good one. Then the next one's the real money shot, where you see the X-wings.
Yeah,
flying right across the lake.
Yeah, that was another one that a lot of people complained about. Was that they look CGI, they don't look practical. Which,
yeah, you tell me what you said.
But they are practical.
CGI. My childhood has been ruined.
Yes, I love those comments. They see a second of footage, and I'm like, okay, the prequels that George Lucas has been declared have been flops, regardless of succession. Those were fine. Jar Jar Binks, he's fine. But this, oh, what the fuck? This 2 seconds of X-Wings flying over the water. I draw the line. Childhood is ruined. You killed it.
And what's the problem? They look great. First of all, they weren't CGI, as you pointed out to me. It was funny. I said to you, man, they looked real. And you said, Gene, that's because they are real. Oh, really?
Yeah, they are real.
I mean, I'm so trained to see CGI. I was like,
there were probably. I'm more than sure there were like CGI little effects here and there, they did want to. They pointed out, or at least I heard somewhere that or at least J.J. Abrams was set on. He wanted to go back to practicality, and I'm like, oh, good.
Well, what you use the actual ship as practical, and then you use the special effects around it to
because
dress up the scene.
It's been clear that the audience for practicality is there. As much as they demand it, they want to see it. I want to see it because I'd much rather see an alien puppet than see a CGI dance scene in Jabba's hut.
Right.
But
yeah, but that scene looked awesome. That scene looked great. You know.
No, you're wrong, man. That 2 seconds of X-Wing ruined my childhood. Star Wars is dead. You flew too close to the sun.
Unfortunately, though, I never got to play. I've never played any of the Rogue Squadron games. Yeah, I've never played it. I played the Battlefront games, but I've never played any of the Rogue Squadron. That's the one with all the ships, right? Yeah, I know, unfortunately. So tell me more about them, because that's.
Wow.
That
explains so much.
Were they for the GameCube or the?
It started on the 64, I think.
That's probably why.
That's where one of the popular.
I think that's why, because I went from Super Nintendo to PlayStation.
Yeah, one of the most popular ones is the 64 version, where you play as.
While you cool people were playing Rogue Squadron, I was playing Star Wars Episode 1 from PlayStation.
Oh, wonderful choice! I have that game too. It sucks. Yeah, I have that. That game's a piece of shit. And it's not because it's a Phantom Menace. It just sucks.
It's not a great game.
No, Jedi Power Battles.
That was
vastly superior.
That was a good game, yeah.
Vastly superior.
Right.
Wow,
yeah.
I feel sorry for the people who went for the Phantom Menace over Jedi Power Battles. You guys made a mistake. But
so that was an N64 game, huh?
It started out there, I believe. And then it went on and it got a sequel for the GameCube. Like, they're all primarily ship games, which if you like flying ships, you got a good game. I remember, there were parts where you got to fly around the walkers and tie the things around their legs. Pretty simple.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Sorry. Then we have the next scene, which is the most controversial one. You see the Sith Lord going through a dark forest.
Actually, no, you're wrong, Jake. We don't know that's a Sith Lord. We don't know. It told you nothing. You assume it's a Sith Lord.
What I assume is a Sith Lord.
Say, I'm just pointing out the fact that they show you something, but they tell you nothing.
Okay.
We don't know.
Then he takes out his sword.
Yeah.
Now the sword looks like.
I like how you said sword, not lightsaber.
Yeah.
Clearly,
it's a lightsaber. Yeah. But it's in the shape of a claymore, which I liked. Those old classic European. But I've seen people complain about that. Oh, that looks so impractical. If you try to turn that thing, you're gonna cut your own wrist off.
Oh yeah, but laser swords just totally legit.
But apparently that is canon, or that was explained in previous Star Wars.
I never heard of it. It's like
a really powerful, pulsating lightsaber
Like,
that's
I heard
so
about-
powerful that it can like cut through other lightsabers.
Like I've heard of. Well, yeah, it's no secret that the different lightsabers. If you're a big Star Wars junkie, then you know that each Star Wars color of the lightsaber has its own meaning and it has different purposes and it does different things.
Right.
Like blue lightsabers were primarily used for the warrior class and the heroic class. You know, basically general, like Obi-Wan type of people.
Right.
Who fought defensive style, yet offensively too.
Right.
The green lightsabers primarily belonged to like the negotiator Jedi, who was more prominent with force powers rather than skill with a lightsaber.
Right.
Which was what Qui-Gon Jinn was primarily better with, and unfortunately, why he got axed off pretty simply.
Yeah.
The yellow lightsaber, the yellow lightsaber and the golden lightsaber are basically were for the Sentinel class, which basically they were they were good guy Jedi, but however they were willing to do like underground like spies.
Black Ops.
Yeah, they were willing to do things that would otherwise be kind of darker for Jedi people to do. Like they would go on like secret missions and secret assassination missions, like. So
I
yeah,
like it.
So yeah, they were like the guards that would wear the masks. Yeah, that was basically them, the Sentinels.
Right.
All right. So yeah, and then there were the purple lightsabers, which again very uncommon lightsaber, but it was really Laney. Yeah, so purple lightsabers, they were more prone to people who were Jedi, good guys, but were able to use powers of the dark side, like based on how he was aggressive, and he. So yeah, that's what the purple lightsabers were, and then of course there were the black lightsabers, which really rare, only seen in Clone Wars and video games, and the pure white lightsaber, which were the exact opposite of each other, but they belonged to a person or a class that had a very narrow-minded view of the Force, whereas the black one, I believed, the white one, I believed, like, it was a narrow-minded Force on how it worked like this, kind of like being blinded by light, I guess you could say, where it had to be this way, and they followed primarily a leader. Mm-hmm. Black lightsaber, totally the opposite, except the narrow-mindedness was still there.
Okay.
So yeah, that's how lightsabers work. And the reason why we mentioned that is because the new red lightsaber, or the red lightsabers in general, specifically for the one that you saw in the trailer, the red lightsabers are not naturally grown. Like, if you're, again, familiar with Star Wars, you know that the crystals that are used to make lightsabers are on this specific planet, and they grow naturally. And you have to use your abilities with the Force to construct a lightsaber. You have to be able to use it well with the crystal, and by using your telepathic Force powers, it could take days of meditation to create it. The red ones do not grow, period. They have to be artificially created. Otherwise, you'd have Sith and Jedi going to that same planet, and then there'd be problems.
That does make sense.
Yeah, I doubt they're going to leave each other alone while they try to make their own sabers.
Good point.
Yeah. So yeah, the red lightsaber, the red crystals are artificially made, and their specific use is to be the most powerful of the lightsabers, to the point that they can shatter any other lightsaber upon good enough impact. It's rare when it happens, but apparently that's what they're notably able to do. Now, this new lightsaber that has the hilt with blades coming out the side, apparently, from what I hear, is supposed to be sort of an amplifier.
Yes.
So maybe we might see a lightsaber snap in this new movie.
Now, I really like the design, because I like Claymores. I like the old classic swords.
Yeah, the classic
England.
big.
But you
huge...
made a suggestion. You thought it would be better if it was more like the swords that Strider used.
Yeah, like I said, I would have went the Strider route, and I'd have made the Falchion.
The Falchion, yeah, that's where you hold it from the side.
Yeah, you can hold it from the front, or you can hold it from the side and like
right.
The Falchion slice.
I think it's very similar to what Kless used. I think, or at least he did in that anime. He kind of had a handle on the top too, as well.
Oh yeah, like that's how the hilts were. Like
right.
you could grab them anything.
Right.
Some claymores were made like that too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'd have went the Falchion route just because I think that idea would have been pretty cool.
Oh yeah. Ching 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 ching.
Ching ching. Like, how many stormtroopers could you cut in half just going?
Now, finally, you had the great scene with the Millennium Falcon.
No.
With the Star Wars music.
They ruined the Millennium Falcon. It doesn't look at all like it used to. Oh.
Did someone actually say that?
No.
Okay.
Well, maybe.
Maybe. Again, I thought it all looked great. And then you have Star Wars: The Force Awakens. So overall, what do you think of the teaser?
It's a teaser. I wasn't too excited for Star Wars. Like, sure, I was awaiting it, but.
Well, like I said, we were like way before the whole Brother Gaming thing started. But when back when Return of the Sith, Revenge of the Sith came out, yeah, we were all into Star Wars. We were big time into Star Wars back then.
But yeah,
but like I said, over time,
it never stopped.
Our interest kind of, we just kind of went off into other things.
Well, yeah, because Clone Wars was coming out, like new games were coming out. It just seemed like new toys were coming out. It just seems like the hype wouldn't go down. Like it did, but it seems like Lucas or whoever was in charge were desperately trying to keep the hype continually going.
I think that's what happened. I think I see what you mean. It's like it was always around. It didn't give us a chance to miss it.
Yeah, like it didn't stop.
So we just kind of got
tired of it. You were always seeing commercials for something new of Star Wars, whether it was a new episode of Clone Wars, whether it was a new cartoon series, whether it was the game that never happened. Like what was it? Like 13? Yeah, I was about to say 13. Never happened. Yeah. Like Star Wars never stopped being anywhere. It's not like the transition from Return of the Jedi, where we had almost a whole decade or a decade and a half of silence, and then we hear that we're getting them remastered. Nobody wanted them, and then we're getting prequels. That's when but there was this long period of time of silence where nothing Star Wars was coming out.
Right.
So yeah, unlike now where it just never stopped. We don't miss it, so naturally the hype we'll see when it comes out.
And I was the same way as you were. I was like, I'll be excited when I see something. And then I saw the new thing, and I was like,
okay,
yeah, I'm down. Okay.
Okay, you've ignited my interest.
Right.
So yeah,
I'll be looking forward to it. My stepmom said, "Man, it's gonna be when I watch this, it's gonna be like I'm 23 again," which is a great thing about Star Wars.
I watch it, I'm gonna be like a kid again.
Yeah, it's gonna be like that whole. It just has that way of sparking that inner child in you.
Yeah, I loved the original Star Wars trilogy.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, oh wow, this is so cool. I never called him Darth Vader. I just called him Dark Vader.
Dark Vader.
Dark Vader. Because like when you're a kid, like your literature and language is very, very minor. So just like, it's Dark Vader.
Well, to this day, I still call Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg.
I know, it's terrible. But I'm down. I enjoy it. And for those people who are complaining, knock it off.
Or keep complaining, whatever. Because it's not going to stop. But yeah, I just thought it was so humorous. Because I'm instantly, I see this trailer and I'm like, oh wow, that was so cool. Everyone's gonna hate it.
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna hate it. They're gonna rip it apart.
Just go down the comments. You can just see all the. I saw one comment. Hate everywhere.
Yeah, because as soon as when I was watching the trailer, there were 3 parts that I specifically called out. I'm gonna say they're gonna hate that. They're gonna hate that. So yeah, I first start the trailer. I see the desert. I'm like, okay, fine. Black guy pops up in the stormtrooper. They're gonna hate that.
Yeah.
Who's the Negro in the suit?
Yeah.
They're gonna hate that. Racist or not, they're gonna hate it. And then I see the ball droid. They're gonna hate that, or at the very least, someone's gonna bitch about it.
Yes.
I see the bike. Nobody's gonna really care about that. They see the Sith Lord with the lightsaber. They're gonna really hate that. They're gonna tear that apart.
Yes.
Then you see the X-Wings, and I'm like, they're practical, but they have some CG-ish effects. They're going to hate that.
I just think we just kind of live in a time now where I just think a lot of...
The hipster effect.
Yes, a lot of people out there don't... I personally feel there's a lot of people out there who just don't want to have fun. Or at least they...
Too busy being cool?
They're too busy psychoanalyzing every little thing. Mm-hmm. To them, having fun is bitching about everything.
Yeah. So, it's like...
It's like you're tearing apart something that doesn't need to be torn apart.
Yeah, it's like Back to the Future. Of course, it's littered with time-traveling plot holes, but is it really fun to overanalyze and rip it apart, or is it just cool to have fun with it and enjoy it as it's presented? I'd rather enjoy it instead of, we know the plot holes are there. It's time travel.
Yeah, it's true.
But it's better to have fun with it and just accept it for what it is. I don't like overanalyzing anything to the point where it ruins it. Like, if you want to nerdgasm and have fun with it and analyze it and overanalyze it, sure, have fun with it, but don't rip it apart based on, like, oh my god, what's the word? Based on physics. Because then you just ruin the fun. Like, you can't bring rationality into a science fiction movie much.
Anyway.
So yeah, like, this hipster effect, it really sucks. It's killing everything. Like, everybody's trying to be cool.
Yeah. It's cool to hate. But to me, teaser did its job. I'm excited. You excited?
And my interest has been ignited.
Yeah.
So I'll wait until I see something else, preferably with Mark in it.
Next time we go to a swamp meet, might have to get some Star Wars toys.
Yeah, I'm curious. Like, is Mark Hamill working out? Because
that's another thing people were complaining about. Why didn't we see any of the original people in there?
Because he's probably working out.
I don't think we need to. I mean, we know where they're going to be there.
Yeah,
Let's see some of the new characters.
Yeah, like because Mark Hamill, he was kind of on a little chunkier,
a little tubby,
a little tummier, but I'm sure he's got to work out a little bit, or at least slow down on the cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
Carrie, sort of the same. Last time I saw her, she was doing pretty good. Han, he never stopped looking good.
Yeah, Harrison Ford.
Yeah. Oh, he is all man.
he's still the man up here. Anyway.
So yeah, that's our opinion on the Star Wars teaser.